If the brain were simple to understand, we wouldn't understand it because we would be simple-minded.
There were times when I saw jets fly over us and I thought to myself, what is that? How could it fly so fast? And how could it be that high when I can only jump a couple feet?
I was always very curious as a child, opening things up like electronics, breaking them, trying to see what's inside.
I'm very curious about how people come up with the thoughts they do and how, like, what influenced them from their background to think the way they do. Once I became a more political entity, I realized that my background largely dictated what I thought, and meeting people who didn't really have the same sort of views was really eye-opening.
I just think it's like a primary instinct that everyone has. Like, I think you're just born with it, and you just always want to know what, like you want to make sure you can survive, so you want to know what your enemies are, or what's going to try to fight you or something. So you want to find out so you can protect yourself.
Being with my mom a lot and being really close to her really sparked a lot of curiosity. She wasn't born here in the US, she was born in Mexico, and how she was able to come here and start a whole new life and learn the language, I just always wondered, I'm how did you even do it?
I just feel like there's so much to learn in life. Even just anatomically speaking, there's so much that happens in the human body that is still unknown, and yeah, it's inside of us, and for us not to know it just boggles my mind.
It's about progress, and in order to progress and to be curious about things, you need to have that mentality of what happens if we do this, how can we make this better.
When I was growing up, my mom said that I would push the buttons on the radio in the car and ask what each one was for. And I've had a hunger for wanting to know why things work the way they do.
I think that you always have to question, because once you stop questioning, you're never going to figure out anything else. You're never going to learn.
I'll start thinking about what does infinity really mean? What is nothing? Because even our interpretation of nothing is something.
Everyone experiences why does this happen, or when is it going to happen? I feel we've all been driven to finding out the answers to our questions.
Without curiosity, you don't come up with the questions that lead you down these paths of research.
It takes 7 or 8 muscles just to move your index finger, just one finger. And that's absolutely amazing to me because their body is so intricate, and I'm so curious on how it works.
Our curiosity is just like a muscle, and we need to exercise it. And even though at times asking questions repeatedly might seem very annoying, but it's something that we have to exercise every day in and day out. And that's how we kind of polish our curiosity muscles, if you may call it.